Hey, look at you on time. Woohoo.
Right?
Nice work. Nice work.
Thank you.
Blue, I saw you're gonna be doing a Ask Me Anything session coming up. That looks good. Next week.
Yeah, well, I've got a, I kind of got a lesson for how to like encourage people to, or how to create shareable moments, how to, it's a little bit of psychology behind why people share.
Nice. I'm looking forward to that. That will be fun.
Yeah, yeah,
It
cause,
comes down to drugs,
hmm
sex, money. That's why people share stuff, right?
something like that.
I might be thinking of a different industry, right?
We'll give just a couple of minutes. I started just a couple of minutes early, so we'll give a little time here for everyone to pop in. Expecting a couple more at least.
What are you planning on going over today?
Well, they released some new stuff related to the custom tutorial scripting. So we're going to kind of dive into this for my own personal understanding and also everyone else's as well.
Yeah, they put out a lot of stuff this week. It looked like.
Yeah, I
I
can't
think
always keep up with everything.
I know it's kind of a lot. Next week they're gonna. I think next week they said they were gonna add world persistent variables, which would be a lot of fun. I saw on the forums, which would absolutely change the game a lot.
I think it was slated for 222,
Yeah,
and this was yeah, this was 221. Custom in UX, new user experience is what they call it in the patch notes. But then they changed the name to just custom tutorial scripting when it was custom in UX in the article. I don't know why they changed the name, but
it's weird. It's weird that they like. Isn't that part of the game designer's job is to teach people how to use their game because everyone's going to have a different sort of game, you know.
well, yeah.
I
But
guess
this
I guess
is
having tooltips and stuff makes a lot of sense, but it's still a little it's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. What's up, bird boy?
Doing good.
hey, Bird Buns.
So have you thought about what you want your slides to be?
Oh no, oh I didn't give it any thought. No, I
Do
figured.
something funny, maybe.
If you need help with some images or design or whatever, feel free to hit me up.
Yeah.
I got an iPad and Procreate. I can draw pretty much anything you
Nice.
can imagine.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started here. So, like I was saying, this is custom in UX, new user experience, or also known as custom tutorial scripting, apparently. But there are three APIs that we'll look at today. There's this show info slides, the show input action message, and show toast message. So we're just going to play with these three, see what we can create, see what the options are, and just in general explore. Let me go ahead. I don't have the desktop editor open, so let me get that open. There it goes. I'll go ahead and create a new world for this. And yep, Burn Buns just dropped a link to the article in chat. I'm gonna copy that. I'll go ahead and drop this into YouTube as well. So this is the article that we're working with today. Hey Mutz.
Hello.
Hello. Take a quick look at what's new in the library. A few things. Alright. So let's start by I'm going to read over the article like we normally do. We'll just familiarize ourselves with the basics of what's being said in the article. Generally, I think it's a good idea to read through these. We could dive right in and probably figure it out, but I feel like we may save ourselves a little bit of trouble and maybe learn something ahead of time. There's not a whole lot of reading here, but the first one is the Show Info Slides API, and a few of us did kind of take a look at this one a little early last night. But the Custom Tutorial Scripting API allows developers to create custom tutorials for their worlds. It says by providing a seamless and engaging onboard experience for new visitors. This API set can be used to create and manage tutorials, including the ability to show info slides, trigger control button prompts, or tooltips that show a generic toast. I feel like toast is an iOS term. I'm not sure. It might be an Android term. I think toast is used in Android as well. But it's the little pop-ups, little black pop-ups that kind of show at the bottom of the screen, basically. So the Show Info API allows creators to convey information to users via a series of connected modal windows. So greatly enhances the onboarding experience in your worlds. You can display welcome messages, provide critical updates, or deliver important instructions, ensuring your users are well informed about key aspects or new features of your world. Each slide has a localizable title, message, and image. The image is a texture image with either width and height size, or wait, this is confused. Okay, so it's got to be an 808 by 412 or a 920 by 280 size in case it's a header image. So to add an image, get the URI, we'll do all that. The image will be scaled to fit the panel. So if it doesn't fit one of these exact sizes, it'll be scaled down to that size or up. The title and message are localizable strings that can be translated into different languages. So that's pretty neat. We don't have a lot of localizable ability in Horizon, but it's cool that they've added it to this at least. So here's an example that they show us, and so this is like, I guess this is an image, yeah, so this is a title image. So your first slide, they'll always be presented with like a next button if there's a next slide, or you've got your next here as well. I'm assuming skip will close the whole thing entirely. And then I think when you come to the last slide, you can, let's go, we'll just close them all together. But you can see here, like this is a title, or maybe this is just the content. I don't actually know. We'll figure it out. But the code is pretty simple. It looks like we have to reference a player, and then for that individual player, we can just pop off the show info slides, which appears to be an array of objects. And so our object consists of a title, a message, an image, and then there's a style. Attach image to header, true or false. And that, I guess that was how the first one was created, because attach image to header was set to true. So we saw like this should have been our image here. And then in the second one, we just set a title of nothing. Our message was image with, and then our image. Okay, I see. We'll play around with it and see what our options are, like between mixing and matching titles and messages and doing images. I'm thinking your image has to be one or the other, but we'll see. Let's read on, and then we'll drop this. After we get done reading, we'll be able to drop the article entirely and just go straight into hands-on. So this is new to me. I didn't explore this last night. So this is the show input action message. The show input action message API enables developers to trigger an attention-grabbing animation and display a message above an on-screen button for a specified player input action. This is particularly useful for button tooltips in timed action prompts and tutorials. So they give us a little example, something like this. And so again, we need the player. We're calling the show input action, and we're setting some parameters. It looks like it wants the input action to show it on, and the message, which was tap to do something cool, and then how long it appears there. So 5 seconds in this case. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, shouldn't be too difficult. We may have to set up one of these input actions though in order to use this. We'll see when we get to it, I guess. And then the show toast message is the last one we'll look at today. So it allows you to show a generic toast message notification at the top of the screen. Interesting. I thought it might have been the bottom, but I guess not. The toast message can be used to display a message to the player, such as an alert, notification, helpful onboarding message. It's displayed for a set duration and then disappears. So again, player, show toast message, the message, and the duration. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, not a lot of options there. We can take a look at the API for each one of these real quick to see if there's anything in here that wasn't. Oh. Okay. Maybe, oh, it's this one. Okay. Oh, this is the player class that we're looking at. And so these are the properties, blah, blah, blah. We're looking for one of these show message or show toast. So it must be all under methods. Nah, we won't log in. I thought about logging in. It should still be here anyway. Wait a second. Oh, okay. Okay, here's the show info slides. Here's the show input action message and the show toast message. And that's it. Okay. So we'll start with the show info slides. Let's look at this one. The info slides type. Okay. And then the style here. Yeah, so there's only, so that's the only style that's available, is whether or not it's attach image to header, a Boolean. Then of course, nothing new that we didn't already know was here just by looking at the previous document. This one we may need some help. we may need to look into the player input actions in order to use this one. And then, yeah, nothing new here either. Again, just the message and the duration. So, okay. All right. Well, let's pop in here and see what it looks like. I think. We'll set up a script. Yeah, let's do a show info slide script. So we'll just make a new script here. Let's open that up. And we'll start with pre-start, and I'm going to connect to when the player joins the world. So we'll do this dot connect to code block event, open our parameters. The target is going to be this dot entity, so whatever's running this script. The event is going to be a code block event, so it's code block events dot on player enter world. And then let's get Copilot running here. Actually, open folder. Yeah, go ahead and save that. Now trust everything. Okay. I do want, I think it's, yeah, it's player. I think it's all lowercase player. Keep mashing buttons, I don't mean to. There we go. I'm going to zoom in on this just a little bit to make sure. Oh, God. That's a big jump. Oh, why did magnifier come up? Get out of here. I think I hit Windows plus instead of Control plus like I wanted to. That's why I did that. Give us some extra room. All right, so, and give us a space here. So now we can start to, so we know we need to reference the player. So let's do player as a parameter. From the parameters, do a dot, and now we should be able to find show info slides is what we're looking for. So let's go ahead and select that one, open our parentheses here, and then it wants, you can see it wants a list of your slides, but it wants them in an array. So I'll go ahead and start my array. And so, oh my gosh, whatever this is new, and it's really been getting on my nerves. Because most of the time, Copilot next edit suggestion, I actually want to turn that off. Here. Okay. Yeah, that's getting on my nerves. So now this is where we can define our slides. And if we go back to our example, or actually we could just look here. So it's title, message, URI, and style. So let's go ahead and say title. Oh wait, I actually got to define it as an object first, so I have to wrap it in one of these. Now I can say title. There we go. And so, yeah, welcome to the game, whatever. And then message. This is a brief introduction to the mechanics and features. Okay, cool. And then we could do our image URI. Now, I think this is going to be like a new texture asset. And I usually define those as a big int. but he's not happy. What's his problem? Texture asset is not assignable to type string. How did they do it in the example? Your texture asset. So it just wants the ID then? I don't have to do a new... Okay, let's try that. So we'll just drop string here. He's happy. And then I'm thinking the string's going to have to be the ID from my asset library of any image. I wonder if anyone can upload just images, like texture images, to the asset library, but then I don't get, okay, yeah, there's not an ID, so it's not like I can spawn it straight from the library. So it would have to be something out of my library. And I've got like, let's see, I need to find an image. Maybe from...
Do you need those size of images? I can make one for you real quick, a 920 by 280 and then an 808 by 412. If that would be helpful.
You can. Also, like we may just throw one in here and see how the resizing works as well. One that ain't that size.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. I'll drop a couple in chat here in a second. Just need to pull it out.
Is this... What is this? I don't know. I'm going to pull this out and see what this is. It's obviously not what I need because it appears to be a real asset. Or not. Ooh, what just happened? Okay. Oh my gosh. Let's undo that. That was not... Or just delete it. Okay. A saloon banner. I think... Get the feeling these are all... I may not have it. Yeah, because that's on a plane. It's not just... Let me look somewhere else. There's a bunch of textures. Yeah, okay, and they come in images. So we know for sure that they're textures. Do I have one in here? No. It'd be nice if I knew what the difference between these icons were. Then it would be... Because that's obviously a mesh plane. This is an entity, or yeah, okay. I don't know why those two would have different icons, to be honest with you. I bet I've got some images in here. No. Yeah. Anyway, I know these are images. Not quite what I wanted to use, but let's go ahead and just grab this. I'm just going to drop that in there. All right, so we do have, when player enters the world, just show info slide. There's one slide right now. No errors. I'm going to save this. We're just going to run it as is at the moment. We can drop, actually before I do, thank you, I'll upload those in a second. So before I do, let's try the style. And I think it was attach, yeah. And so let's just set this to false for now. And then we'll set it to true and see how it changes. The color is still, it never did come back. I'm gonna shut it down real quick and come back in. There we go. Color's back. Okay. So I'll go ahead and just run this script on our spawn gizmo. Got no errors in console, so let's play, and then boom. So we got our title, we got our message, and then below, an image below, right? And then I don't have an extra back, and all I literally have is let's go. It closes it, and then we're good. Now, if we take that same script and set this attach image to header true, I kind of expect to see the image pop up to the top instead of being down towards the bottom like it was. So let's see if that's true. I think I'm getting one more compile. There we go. Play, join, boom. Yeah, so it was. It just came across the top instead of the bottom. All right, and then, so it appears that we can only have one image because I can't define it again. Yeah. So no multiple properties with the same name. So yeah, you'll have to pick one or the other. Let's Drew gave us some images in chat here. Let's upload those and try them. So you said you made these exact sizes?
Yeah, they should be right. I should have put the label on them, but that's okay.
Okay, I think the first one of the dog, yeah, the first one is body, and the second one is title. I can just tell by the sizes. All right, so let me download these. Save image, 80 by 412, or 808 by 412. Save this image, 920 by 280. Okay, and then we'll just do a quick upload here, texture. Go into my downloads, grab both of these, open, import. Yeah, so like I said, we'll only be able to do one or the other, but let's go ahead and set ourselves up with two slides now. So I have one slide as an object here inside of my array. And if I want a second one, I'll just do a comma and set up another object. What have you got? Oh, you've been working on your own. Nice. Let's say title, second slide, message, example of second slide with more info. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Close out that style. Okay. All right, so on the first one, I'm going to take, we'll do the title one, so it should be this image here, the 920 by 280, and I'll paste its ID and make sure this is set to true. On the second one, we'll take this one, which should be our message image, and I'll paste its ID here. Wait. Oh, okay. They both ended in 03. It threw me off. I just don't want to double check. 217 and 105. 217 and 105. Okay. And then I'm going to set this to false because we want that to be the body. Save this. Let's stop the world. Actually, let's come out of the world. Ooh. I think I bugged it.
Oh. Hey, did you exit the world with the tutorial open?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't move now?
Well, I had to go back into the world and close it, but yeah, I couldn't get rid of it.
Yeah, I found that bug, and I'm trying to. I'm just gonna. Yeah, we gotta. Somebody should say something.
It's documented. All right. All right. Now let's do it the right way. Okay, here we go. So yeah, first image. This is what we expected to see, and now I can. So I have a next. Oh, it looks like it didn't put this. I expected these arrows to be out here, but instead they're inside the window. Either one of these will do the same thing though, so that's weird. Yep, second slide with the body. Cool. I'm going to do this. I don't know what mode I'm.
Is there a limit on slides that you can put in there?
It wasn't mentioned anywhere, so at the moment we don't know.
Yeah, I wonder how far you can take it. I wonder if it paginates or whatever.
It's a good point. Let's just copy a bunch of them, right?
Sure.
I'm going to switch over to mobile.
32.
I'm just going to paste until I get tired.
64.
So I'm going to see what it does with mobile. See if there's much of a difference. I notice it's kind of clipping it off the bottom, at least for web. Yeah, pretty well centered on mobile. I'm gonna go back to web now that I closed that asset window though, and see if it's just that asset window kind of in my way, right? Yeah, I believe so. And then if I do like none, which would be VR, it still looks the same. Let's try that experiment real quick and then we'll move on to the next. So I need to do a comma here, and then I can copy this. Control V, Control V.
Blue should learn that shortcut. I know that pasting one's good, but also the shift control down is really helpful sometimes.
I don't know how many's here.
You should just write a for loop in there.
Oh my gosh, it just never stops.
Trying 32. But I have to drag them 32 times. It's okay.
Look at that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know the game's gonna be fun if there's a massive tutorial like that.
Totally.
All right then.
That's pretty fun.
Now we know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Thanks for exploring that. I know that's really.
Okay. All right. We'll save that. We'll keep our example that we've got here, and let's move on to the next one. Show input action message. Let's do a new script for this one. Okay. I wonder what we should connect this to. I'm interested in its attention-grabbing animation. Let's just copy what we've got here. Let's do again just the connect to on player enter, delete this extra, paste their example that we've got. So we have no reference to player input action or, well, actually, let's just try hz dot. All right, that's all it was. Just need to import it correctly, or reference it correctly based on our import, rather. And then, okay, let's just see. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to try it. I'm going to remove the script from here, attach our new one. I'm going to make sure I'm in mobile because I don't expect it'll work on the others. We'll try it and see what the results are later. Run the world, hit play. So this is my, so my jump button does appear, but I didn't see a pop-up, did you? I'm just curious, is that jump button always there? Yeah, I guess so. Do I need to put a delay on when this happens, maybe? Wait. Alright, 3-second delay before we do the show input action tap to do something cool. Okay, let's try this, see if that makes any difference. Just wondering if I just try to do it too fast, basically. Try that again. Still nothing. Have another theory though. Let's preview this in the browser. Yeah, yeah. 32 dots wide. Well, in the browser I don't have the button because I don't really need it, I guess. I'd have to test it on mobile to know for sure if it's just a desktop editor issue. I think I can do that. I can't show it to you guys though. Although, hang on, let me try one thing first before I do that. How do I? Yeah, so I'll make this look like a Samsung S20 Ultra. Do a refresh on this page. I don't know if I don't think I can actually trick it into thinking I'm mobile this way. I kind of need you to go back where you were. Anyway, let me just try it on the phone real quick. So, if you've never done that, you can send preview build link to Meta Horizon mobile app. So when I click that and I go to my phone, I've already got a notification. Your world, New World 1 is ready to preview. So I'll just tap that.
Wow, that's cool. I didn't see that yet. Oh my God.
Well, tapping it didn't do anything. It just brought me to the app. But I think if I go under the bell icon, I still have the notification. I'll tap it again. Now it does bring me. I can hit go. I'm feeling adventurous. Okay, here it goes. The article didn't say anything about this needing to be a local script or anything. Yep, I'm not getting anything on mobile either. So let's just do a sanity check on our code real quick. I'm just going to put a console log right here just to make sure we are at least getting this far, and I've not made any silly mistakes that I don't recognize. Because if this executes, then this should be executing. If this don't work, maybe we do make it a local script. Yeah, I didn't get anything on mobile either. Let me exit out of here on mobile just so I don't keep the world open. Yeah, so let's just make sure that that is running. Okay, yeah, so it's definitely being executed. We're just not seeing any results here. So I'll go ahead and convert this to a local script just for fun, because I don't know what else to do at this point to get this to work. Actually, that's remarks, mobile only. Okay, kind of figured that. All right, so I'm actually going to remove this. Down to the start. I'm going to actually, who does that belong to? Okay. I'll cut this out and drop it below. We don't have a reference to player down here, but we'll fix that in just a second. Because when I join the world, I'm going to say this.entity.owner.set, and I'm going to set it to player. So that'll transfer ownership. And then if I come in here, I can actually now say this.entity.owner.get. So that's a reference to our player now. But before we do that, I'm just going to wrap it in an if, just to make sure that this.entity.owner.get does not equal, what is it, this.world.get server player? Yeah. 128 works. Took a while to build, like 3 seconds. Okay. All right, and so as long as, oh, did you already, oh, nope, I didn't want you to put a closing one. I want it down here. Okay. So now as long as we transfer ownership, and then the owner, of course, that'll cause start to run a second time after ownership is transferred. It'll transfer it, I don't think, no, it won't transfer it the second time. but after 3 seconds, okay. Yeah, this should work. Let's run it and see what happens. This should give us ownership. We could check, we could double check here. We could just say this.owner.get.name.get. So he'll print out the name of the owner as well, just to confirm. Actually, if it don't print anything, then I'm not owner, but whatever. Okay, there we go. Make sure we're in mobile. Okay. I don't know what else to do. I'm owner. It executed. It got my name. The script's local to me. Still didn't see a pop-up. Does anyone else have any ideas?
No, I mean, I actually don't understand this yet. What is it for?
I mean, it's supposed to trigger a pop-up above this button, and I think it's just to draw my attention to like this action button. That's what I'm gathering from the image here.
I mean, it has something to do with the tutorial. What is it?
No, I mean, it's separate from this one.
Yeah.
Something completely separate. It is curious that their jump button is actually right here, and their image is a completely different button altogether. So we might have to define just a new button, a new input action entirely, and it only works on the custom inputs.
Well, he's also holding that ball, right?
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah, he's
Is
holding
that,
the
is
ball.
that what you do new buttons press?
I don't know. I mean, I don't see what holding this ball has anything to do. I mean, does the ball give them a new jump if they press this button? Is that what's happening? I think I have. Let me think about it, cause I do have a world. Yeah, let's jump worlds real quick, cause there is a world where I do have a custom input button, and we're just going to test it in that world real quick if we can. I think it's going to be here. Okay, right here. Yeah, so I do have a button. It boosts my characters. So when should I call this? Okay.
Maybe call it on a trigger or something.
It's not. It should be. Let me look at some of these. Oh crap. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna make any difference whatsoever, but let me try it real quick. Because I do have that button right here.
Is that your jump button now?
I think it's my jump button remapped. Oh, like how I click on the button on this side of the screen and it just, my freaking joystick takes over. I don't know, guys. I'm going to have to ask someone about this one.
How's Cells doing? Are you doing anything with it?
No, I'm working on a different one before I come back to it right now. The contest pretty much dictates. All these contests have been dictating what I've been doing lately, what I've been working on.
I decided to not do this hackathon. It's just too short of a time run, and it's kind of freeing not to do it. I have other stuff I want to take care of.
Yeah, I get that.
It's such a good opportunity, and it's like if you have a good published world that you're ready to update, it's just like I don't know how much I want it. I need to get back to other coding.
Let's create one more for this toast. Hopefully the toast is a little more straightforward. So again, our pre-start, we'll just do this. I'm appalled. At your poor suggestions. Okay. Alright, so we'll just do player dot show toast message, the message, welcome to the game, and the duration. What's the problem? Oh, I don't have, okay. I don't have to say message or duration, I can just say 5,000. But, well, that's fine, that should show up with no delay. Let's pull the script off of this guy, Put the new one on, show toast message. I don't see no damn toast. Can wrap this just real quick. What is it, Drew? Alt. Alt arrow.
Oh yeah, you got it. My keyboard's all worn out, so I forget what keys are what.
You just know it from muscle memory.
Yeah, like half my keys are worn out, and I can't read them, and it's very confusing on like the M and the period key, the MN period, and there's some other keyboard there that I use all the time that I don't know what it is. Very confusing. Someday I'm gonna buy myself a new keyboard.
I'm not getting any toast either.
I wonder if those pop-ups are a new library that has to be installed or something like that?
No, it's just a part of the player class. It's gonna be unfortunate if like the last half of this whole session is a bust because nothing worked like we thought it was supposed to. Yeah, I don't have anything here either. Quit looking away from me. Okay. Well, I don't know. No errors. Nothing in the documentation to indicate what we're doing wrong here. I sort of suspect it just hasn't been fully turned on potentially. But I'll definitely be raising the question in Discord and see if any of the other creators are experiencing the same thing or if we're doing something wrong. But I mean, it really, in my opinion, should have been that straightforward. Like that should have worked. There's nothing here. And if there is something we missed, like our documentation has failed us. And so the documentation could be better. There's no reason we should have had so much trouble tonight. Either don't work or there's poor documentation. I'm not taking the blame on this at all. But that is our hour anyway, right on time, 9:59. So no need to keep you guys any longer, considering one of them was a success. We were able to thoroughly explore it. These other two were a failure, and at the moment, I'm going to chalk them up to either not fully turned on or broken some way. But I will get more information on them and let everyone know in some way about what I find. Maybe they'll just start working soon, or maybe there'll be a piece of information that needs to be added to the documentation. Either way, I'll make sure that it gets addressed. Um, for those of you in Discord, you're welcome to stay and hang out. I'm going to go ahead and shut the YouTube stream down. So if you're still over there, thanks for hanging out. You're welcome to come to Discord and chat if you want. But if not, then we will see you guys this Thursday in Horizon 101 or next Tuesday for the next build with BluNET, which I don't have anything lined up for yet. So just stay tuned for that announcement.